Well, thanks so much for joining us on Morning Live Sport. Now, this season, Orlando Pirates have beaten their Soweto rivals Kaizer Chiefs twice. But in a match of this stature and this nature, form and even flair goes out the window. The added incentive is also the fact that a trophy is at stake, the Nedbank Cup. Well, joining us this morning are two club legends who understand the pressure that all these players will be experiencing come Saturday, in fact, and most importantly, you know, what's on the managers themselves as well when it comes to winning trophies, when it comes to motivating their charges as well. So we are joined by Itumeleng Khune, former Chiefs captain, as well as former Pirates captain, Lucky Lekwgwathi. Lucky, we chatted to you last week ahead of the 3 May derby. I'm going to start with Itu then. And Itu, I found it fascinating when I watched the press conference, but looking at the assistant coaches and their views going into this derby. In fact, Coach Mandla says that for Pirates, they actually don't have the advantage. Chiefs is the most decorated club, and when it comes to the Nedbank Cup, they've got the most trophies. And then Coach Cedric went and said he believes all the pressure is on Orlando Pirates. What are your thoughts there?
Good morning, Stacey, and good morning to the viewers at home. Yeah, no, it's a tough one this coming weekend. And I mean, coaches, you know, will remain coaches. They will always play mind games. And, you know, when it comes to the derby, there's no underdogs. So both teams deserve to have played from the last 32, last 16, last 8, last 4, and now it boils down to the last 2, which is the 2 biggest institutions and teams that knows how to win trophies. So we all know that Pirates, it's confident that they want to defend their trophy. And obviously they want to give Coach Riviero a good send-off. But Kaizer Chiefs, they have to do it for themselves. It's been long overdue, 9 years without a silverware. That is uncalled for anyone that dons the Kaizer Chiefs jersey. So I think Dr. Mutaung is getting old now, and it's about time he also being celebrated and, you know, being given the trophy come end of the season by the club. I think he deserves it. He has invested a lot in the team, and it's about time the players also reward him, you know.
Yeah, in fact, we had to double check that yesterday because we were like, 2015, is that the last time that Chiefs has had silverware? I can't obviously not ask you about their defense, because this was something that we spoke about in the derby, even just in the Betway Premiership. You know, 33 goals conceded there. They're struggling in the defense. Pirates were stunned, I think, with the first goal by Chiefs in the first encounter last week. But then Chiefs weren't able to keep that going. So what are your thoughts in the back and what they should be doing?
To be quite honest, I think players need to understand that they need to have that communication, the level of communication at the back. I mean, you know, when Chiefs and Pirates is playing, we always expect a full house, and it's very difficult for players to communicate during the 90 minutes on the day. But it's just a matter of understanding one another from training. We must have sort of communication, not verbally, because we can't hear each other, but we can communicate in action. Because I remember back in the days when we used to lift trophies, and the last time we lifted the trophy was against Orlando Pirates, where it was a different cup, which I can't mention, but we all know what it took for the guys to go out there and win the trophy. Unfortunately, I was out injured in the final, but I played 3 games, kept 3 clean sheets on our way to the final, and there was a simple way to communicate with my defense, which was using more like, let me take it back to the Kasi way, a flate. You know, when you communicate,
yeah.
That's how we used to communicate and understand each other. That guys, during the match, the vuvuzelas will be blowing, the fans will be singing, and we won't be able to hear each other. But the only way we can communicate with each other is by hand gesture or even the flate. And it worked wonders. So for Kaizer Chiefs to go 1-0 up in 2 minutes and then throwing away that lead and end up losing 2-1, it doesn't give good indication that coming into this final they will win it, because it gives the fans some doubts.
Yeah.
Because Kaizer Chiefs before, when we scored a goal, we knew that we needed to close the back door. And by so doing, there was experience at the back, there was a lot of communication, and we had 11 captains on the field. And I was just wearing the armband, but we had 11 leaders on the field of play. So I think now all the players need to take responsibility and help Captain Mart in order for them to write their names on the history books of Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, Itu, you make a valid point that I want to give then to Lucky, because I think that's what we've seen from the Buccaneers, Lucky. And if anything, Coach Rivero is probably making his mind up between who's in front in that striker position and that forward position there. Mbata's back, SABC's back. So rather chat to us about perhaps the strategy they're taking, because Coach Mandla said that he doesn't believe they have the advantage going into this encounter.
Good morning to the viewers at home. Good morning to Stacey and my captain, my skipper, Itumeleng Khune. I think for me, they don't have any pressure, especially after winning their last game, their last derby. I'm calling it the first leg, and yeah, and I think they played very well. Coming back from 1-0, Itu said something important. You know, always when Kaizer Chiefs they score first, you know, it was not easy for us or for another Pirates to come back, but you know, today's generation, they are so unbelievable. 1-0, they didn't give up. They came back and you know scored the first goal and came back. Captain number 2000, you know, scored the winner. And yeah, I think Pirates have advantage. You know, for them the confidence is high. You know, after winning the game, and especially after winning a game during the week against Golden Arrows. And the good thing that they've done, you know, is to remain in Devon, you know, because of like traveling, sometimes it's exhausting, you know, as you know that they are playing so many games, traveling to Africa, coming back home, playing a Betway and playing again, you know, cup games. And I think they did the good thing, you know, to remain in Devon. But I think the advantage is on another Pirates. Kaizer Chiefs, they are under pressure. Itu said 9 years without winning a silverware, and obviously, you know, they have pressure of winning a trophy. And he said last time when they won the trophy, it was 2015, and it was against the same team, another Pirate. Itu, you were like he was not there. So, yeah.
All right, that's where I'm going to have to leave it then, Lucky.
The pressure is on leadership. And he talk about, you know, leadership. I'm happy about, you know, another Pirate because of senior players are coming to the party, looking at our captains, SABC, you know, sometimes Koki. You know, I think they are playing a big role. They are playing a big role in the team because of like if you look at the Pirates.
Lucky, I got to cut you there. Unfortunately, I know that I didn't give you as much time as Itu, but we did have our chat last week, and unfortunately we have run out of time. But I think you ended it on the perfect note, throwing it over the wall there to Itu and saying, Kaizer Chiefs, you got to bring it. That's where we unfortunately have to end it. We've been chatting about the Nedbank Cup final taking place tomorrow at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. We were chatting to legends Lucky Lekwgwathi as well as Itumeleng Khune.